Hello, this is Captain Margaret from the Benigns, bringing you another State of Decay video. In this video I will be covering recruiting as a topic. I've seen a lot of people commenting on the State of Decay Reddit and in the comment sections of our videos asking about different levels of recruiting. What can I recruit to? How many people can I recruit to? Why can't I recruit past this? And that's understandable, because there's been a big influx of new players with the Juggernaut edition, and the numbers of people you can recruit aren't very well telegraphed. You only know you've got to a limit when you've got to that limit. So, in this video, I will be covering the different hidden limits that you have when it comes to recruiting, what missions can recruit past those limits, and the best ways to recruit in general. Starting off with the soft limits, we have the first soft limit being 9. At a community size of 9, you will not be able to recruit from ordinary missions. For example, local disturbance, survivor in trouble, or simply recruiting from enclaves that you have achieved the allied status with. However, you will be able to recruit past this limit with specific missions, including most of the legacy missions, that will allow you to recruit past this when somebody comes up as part of the storyline for that particular legacy, asking to join. A trick for passing this limit is when you hit 8 survivors, you can recruit from an allied enclave and you can recruit from a survivor in trouble mission. The best way to utilise both of those is to get an enclave to allied status with somebody in there you want to recruit, and then wait for a survivor in trouble mission to pop up. If that survivor in trouble has something that you want from them, like they have a 5th skill that you want, or they have a cool name, or whatever, then when you've completed the mission and you have 8 people, they will ask to join. Do not recruit them straight away, they will follow you. Best thing you can do is run all the way back to the enclave that has the other person that you want to join, ask them to join you, they will then join your community. However, the option for recruiting the survivor in trouble will still be there as part of the mission, so that is how you can reach 10 people. The next limit is a very specific one. The next limit is 10. If you are at 10 people in your community, you will not be able to call in a red talon operator to join you. When you're at 9 people, you can call in a red talon recruit. However, at 10 people, you will get a message saying you're a little full at the moment. This is the hard limit for red talon people. However, using the daybreak menu in your radio tab, you are able to call in either a red talon daybreak operator or a red talon soldier. If you have enough prestige to call in both at the same time, you can call them both in, and then you can go to one and ask to recruit, and you can go to another and ask to recruit. If you are at 9 people when you call them both in, that will get you to 11 red talon members, and that is how I reached 11 red talon members in the red talon community that I have. So we've covered most of the soft limits. However, the hard limit is 12. This is the only limit from which I have not found an easily replicable way of getting around. I know of some people who've managed to achieve 13 or 14 people in their community. I don't know how they've done it, and I think that either it's been patched or it's a very specific set of steps that you have to go through that it's very hard to replicate. So for the purposes of this recruiting video, I'm going to call the hard limit 12. There are a couple of ways to get to 12 people in your community. One is reach 11 using red talon operators or whatever, and then somebody from, for example, the Warlord mission where the informant turns up and asks to join, they will be able to join your community. That is one way you can hit 12. Another way is if you are at 9 people or 10 or 11 and you have one of the enclave projects turn up in your save, for example, the people who want to build a still, the people who want to build a hospital, the people who want to build an auto shop, any of these, if you get any of those in your save and you continually say no to their missions, eventually they will ask to join you. If you have 9 people, all 3 of them will join you. If you have 10 people, only 2 of them will. If you have 11 people, only 1 of them will. That's another way to get to 12 people. The third, and in my opinion the easiest way to get to 12 people that you absolutely want to have so you can fine-tune your community to get exactly the traits you want, exactly the 5th skills you want, and exactly the hero bonuses you want, is the final part of the Builder Legacy mission. And this is going to be the most intricate part that I describe in this video. So, when you are doing the Builder Legacy missions, the first mission is something to do with gathering resources. The second one is utilities. You will have to build water and power facilities and then use those to craft something. The third part can either be a sniper tower or luxury barracks. When you have built either the sniper tower or the luxury barracks, and I think there's a workshop in there somewhere, if you don't have a workshop built in then it asks you to build one sometimes, you will get a mission called The Call is Answered. The call is answered will start by one of your members, if you're not on your builder, saying, somebody's here to talk to you, and you will have to switch to your leader, as with all legacy missions. What will happen then is an enclave of 3 people will turn up at your base asking to join. If you have 9 or less people, you can always recruit all 3 of them. However, if you have 10 people or 11 people, you will have to bribe the leader of the group to join, and you can only recruit that one. To bribe them, you have to give them either one of the trade item bottles of alcohol, or if you don't have any of those, just a jug of ethanol will do. So make sure, if you're going on a high recruiting run, you need to stock up on jugs of ethanol. What will then happen is they will join, or if you have less than 10 people, all 3 of them will join. The next step of this mission is that 2 people turn up, one of them is infected with blood plague. However, as far as that is concerned, that's not totally relevant for this recruiting guide. So I'm not going to go any further into the builder mission. All I will say is that once you have recruited the Enclave, or if you decide you don't want to recruit the Enclave, switch off your leader to another member of your community, or quit the game and load back in. Once you have switched off your character, or you've quit the game and loaded back in, that will restart the Call is Answered mission, because the Call is Answered mission has many stages, and it doesn't autosave after each one. So, if you recruit all 3, or you choose to not recruit all 3 and you just leave them and change off character, then when the mission starts up again, it will generate another enclave of random people turning up to ask to join you. You can do this infinitely. You can go over and over and over again generating enclaves, trying to get the people you want, until you have exactly who you want in your community and exactly what you want in your community. That is the end of the basic how do I recruit to 12 people section of this video. What I will now focus on for the end of the video is a few tips surrounding using the builder mission. The first is a piece of advice. If you are looking for a specific hero bonus or a specific 5th skill from these characters, the best thing you can do is spread a wide net. So what you want to do is keep your community number as low as possible until you have the very specific rare things you want to find. Let's imagine, for example, one is looking for somebody who has meal plan as a hero bonus. For those of you who don't know what meal plan is, it is something that reduces your community-wide food consumed by 25% and stacks 3 times, so you can have 75% food reduction. It's very, very useful. There are other things that you could look for as well. What I'm saying is that if you keep your community number low, you can recruit 3 people at a time as opposed to 1 person at a time, meaning you have a larger chance per iteration of getting what you want. Another tip is when you're at 12 people and the Enclave turns up, they will ask you to kick out community members to make room for their group. Unfortunately, it's not possible to just kick out 1 and then recruit the leader. If you do this step of the mission, you will have to kick out 3 people from your community to recruit the next 3. In some cases, if you've got 3 people kicking around that you don't give a damn about, kick them out and this will work for you. But you can't unfortunately just kick out 1 to get the leader. My final tip, as far as the builder mission is concerned, and this isn't to do with recruiting, if you've got a leader that you like having with a builder and you've got 12 people in your community, then it's not always a good idea to take the leader off when you've finished recruiting, because it means you will constantly have people turning up at your base that you can trade with, because if you speak to the other 2 members of the community that turn up that aren't the leader, you can then trade with them, so you can sell stuff, make influence, and sometimes buy bags of resources, materials, bullets, food, meds, fuel, whatever they turn up with, which can be quite useful. It can also be quite useful to have 3 more people there to defend your base. If you switch onto your leader when you're under attack, the 3 people who have spawned to join you will naturally defend themselves when attacked by zombies, and they will lure aggro away from your base. And finally, it can be useful to have those 3 people constantly turning up in case something terrible happens, like you lose a member and then have to draw in another member from that community. And that's it. I hope it cleared up a couple of your questions as far as recruiting is concerned. If you have any more, leave them in the comments below, I'll be happy to answer them, and I'll see you in the next video.